like, but like, there's places that mistreat chickens, cows, and stuff, and you can tell just by looking at them.
How do you know when you buy an animal product that that animal wasn't mistreated?
Well, one, you could look at the company that does it, and if it's a farm that's not owned by like a big company, it is most likely going to be treated more well and put down in a humane way.
What is a humane way to kill an animal who doesn't want to die?
Well, it can be one of two different ways. If one is if it is suffering and like a big injury and it's not able to heal well, it's better to put them down and let them suffer less.
But in that case, they might want to die if they were in that much pain
Yes.
and they knew they couldn't survive.
Yes.
You know, I might make a similar decision, you know.
Yes. And then another way is just like if they're forced into like cruelty and like I don't, because I know there's places that I don't know how to even explain this, but you know, some places do end up like torturing animals to death.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, would you want to support that, animals being tortured to death?
As a future of veterinarian, no, 100% no.
Yeah.
But as a hunter, that's also terrible.
Yeah.
Just to put them through something like that, you know.
How do you and would you agree that there are slaughterhouses that kill like healthy animals that probably wouldn't want to die?
Yes, no, for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, slaughterhouses do things in a terrible way. There's probably a better way to do it, but they don't find it like they don't want to use their resources to find that better way.
Yeah, they want to do what's ever the cheapest to make the most money.
Yes, and it's terrible. A lot of companies are like that. It's whatever's cheapest works better so that they can get more money, and it's something that they should change.
The reason I don't buy animal products is because I have no idea where they come from. You know, if I go to Wendy's, like, and get a spicy whatever chicken flesh sandwich, I don't know like what farm that animal came from specifically, like what building it came from. I don't know anything about that. You know, I don't know how they were treated at the end of the day. And then two, I know they wouldn't want to die if they were healthy. So
Yes. See, in my case, I like hunting and like going out in the wild and actually seeing what the animals eat and seeing like just watching nature and you know, I know. And like hunting animals is a big thing because in the end they could overpopulate and it can change like the whole ecosystem.
Well, if humans were to overpopulate, do you think it would be ethical to genocide like humans?
Oh, that too. You know, we are overpopulating with 8
I agree.
billion,
I agree. I actually got a vasectomy back in February. I don't have any kids, and I got a vasectomy because, you know, I believe the world's overpopulated.
No, yeah. There's a lot of places like China who have this system where they have where they're only able to have one child per family, you know, and a lot of like lower like a lot of places with not the best health care system and all these other stuff, their child tend to not make it most of the time, and so they tend to have a whole bunch of kids, and if they survive, well, they survive. If they don't, they don't, you know. And that's another reason we as human overpopulate.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, I feel for those people too. You know, it hurts me to watch like the starvation videos. You know, people that are struggling with food insecurity. And that was one of my like decisions on not to reproduce is I don't, you know, there are so many human lives out there that can be sustained and improved, you know, as opposed to like bringing a new life into the world.
Yeah.
And, you know, I kind of feel a similar way when I watch slaughterhouse footage. because I see the fear and the terror of those animals, and I can relate to it. You know,
Noticeably distressed cow is so afraid that they nudge the bolt gun off of the ledge. Even a staff member was surprised at this. The larger man who comes in is the slaughterhouse owner's son and has been injured by the cow whilst herding them in. He appears to vent his frustration on the cow. Is this cow fully unconscious? I'll let you decide.
would you want to cause unnecessary fear and terror to an animal, like if you didn't have to?
As a farmer, no. I'd rather have them out in the field just enjoying their life.
Right.
And when it comes at their time when they're old and they can barely eat, just put them down in like a humane way.
Do you think that there's a humane way to kill someone who doesn't want to die?
If it's someone that depends,
And I have no moral judgments against you as a farmer, because, you probably grew up that way.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't exposed to a lot of vegans, and
Yeah. Even for me, even if I do become vegan, it's kind of difficult because I am allergic to a lot of plant-based products like oats, apples.
yeah.
And it's kind of difficult. But for a human who doesn't want to die, if there is really no humane way, and that's not something I would ever wish for someone, But then there are those people who do say, if I'm ever in a terrible condition, I'd rather not be resuscitated. Is that the right word?
Yeah, same here. I'd want to be taken off life support if I was really not going to make a good recovery.
Yes.
Well, what kind of farm do you have, and how long have you been involved with farming?
Well, when I was younger, I used to work for a chicken house, and it was for a company called De La Rosa.
Okay.
The place where the chicken houses would stay was not in the best condition, but that's because the owner of the chicken houses was like, if I renovate this a lot, then I'm gonna be losing more money than I would be gaining. So the chickens would be in a terrible place, but my family would do the best possible thing to take care of them, make sure they had no diseases.
I don't really see it as your family's fault for the animal suffering. I see that more or less the responsibility of the person that paid for the bodies of the animals.
See, I've never really had cows, but my grandpa back in Mexico, he does have cows, and I see how much he takes care of them. And whenever he sees one of his cows gets injured, he'll do whatever it takes to get them in health again.
That's good, And would you agree that killing someone is ending their bodily health?
Yeah.
So the best way to support the health of a cow would be to not pay for products that necessitate their death. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Would you be interested in going vegan?
That's a tough question. I'd probably say no, but that's because I don't like too sweet of things, and a lot of vegetables. For me, a lot of vegetables are very sweet, and especially when cooked, they become even sweeter. And I just don't like sweet stuff. But
there are a lot of savory vegan foods, like the meat replacements today, like the Impossible Burger.
Yeah.
I don't know about your taste buds, but to me, it doesn't taste like that sweet.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell the difference between it and an actual hamburger.
Oh no, yeah. I don't think I've had the Impossible Burger, but I don't know. I don't know if that's a tough question.
Yeah.
Would I be vegan? One, a part of me wants to say no because I really love meat.
Yeah.
But a part of me wants to say yes because I do see all these animals, you know.
Suffering.
Yeah.
Especially growing up around the chicken houses, you know, that had to be tough, you know.
Yeah. I mean, whenever I get older and have a stable life, I'd like to get a farm like with cows, goats, all these places, and just take care of them, you know.
We call that a sanctuary.
Yes.
To where you don't kill like the cows or the other animals.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would like to get some chickens, but not get a company not partner with a company like Tyson or Pilgrim or anything like that. Just have chickens to be like out in the wild.
Yeah. There's actually a place like that called Sunset Farms Animal Sanctuary in Cove, Arkansas, and she takes care of chickens. Her name's Helen, and you know, she's got like 3 roosters and a silkie. Have you ever heard of silkies before?
I don't think I've heard.
They're like fuzzy chickens. It's the trippiest looking chicken you will ever see. Like they're like fuzzy, you know.
Yeah.
But man, I've really enjoyed this conversation, and would you be interested in maybe some resources on going vegan, just in case want to consider it in the future?
Sure, why not?
Cool. Well, man, what's your name again?
Edwin.
Edwin Cole.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, great conversation,
Yes,
man.
it was great.